Hey guys, David here, and welcome to Digital Outlook. Guys, I sure hope you've had an absolutely fantastic day. I'll tell you what, Judy and I have had an amazing one thus far, and today I was meeting up with a bunch of folks in the space, and we were doing our coaching, and wow, was it ever fabulous to actually meet with these guys and do this coaching. Really what we're doing is helping people to balance their portfolios against the achievement, to get the achievement of their goals, really helping them to identify the psychology of this market. And on top of that, sharing with them some amazing techniques that are really going to help you in this space. That is for sure. And if guys, that interests you, I've opened up December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and you can get yourself on the calendar by just going to thedigital.outlook.com. It is right there. Guys, today we saw something phenomenal happen for XRP. The fact is we've got $164 million of inflows daily going into these XRP ETFs, and that is phenomenal. Just think about that. Some of these have only just happened, only just opened up in the last couple days. And the fact that we're practically at $1 billion of cumulative inflows for XRP ETFs, phenomenal. And what does it tell you? Guys, it tells you that the institutions are gobbling up like crazy. In fact, they are literally FOMOing in. And each and every one of them is making money. Canary is making money. Bitwise making money. Grayscale making money. Franklin Templeton out making money. And guys, we have a few more coming in. And this is where we could potentially see a supply shock for XRP. And why would that be? Well, we know that a lot of the ETFs went out and picked up a bunch of bags before they even released. But the thing is this, guys, they're selling as many contracts as they possibly can. And when you think that over $160+ million daily is going in, it's not going to be too long, guys. They are going to actually have to come and gobble up more XRP. That is going to keep the demand up there. And of course, it's a supply and demand. And I got a lot of folks will come, well, David, they're buying it from the dark pools. Those pools are drying up big time. They are drying up, guys. We are literally at a point where there is not as much XRP as you think sitting out there and available on exchanges. Not as much as you think. A lot of times when you're out buying XRP, I'm going to tell you right now, you're buying it and the exchanges, though, are on, in some cases, they're not letting you withdraw it right away. Why? Because, guys, they got to go out and get it. That's why you're actually getting in there and buying it. And this is the thing. If every person on Coinbase went out there and went to withdraw their XRP off of Coinbase, I'm going to tell you right now, they'd shut the exchange down just like that. Why? They don't have it to deliver immediately. That's why. And so this is one of the things you want to keep in the back of your mind that, hey, it could be literally that fast that it gets sucked up off the exchanges big time, because you're not just dealing with these exchange traded funds only. You got these special acquisition corps as well. And guys, there is also news coming out about a lot of these NDAs that Ripple has held. And a lot of these NDAs, guys, they had XRP associated with them. And that's what's going around. So if that's the case, then we really could see a massive supply and demand imbalance for XRP that could send the price. But even that alone is something. Look, guys, we're getting a lot of TA guys that are coming out, and they are sharing their thoughts on where we are in the marketplace. And they are saying, hey, listen, we are right there where we were. We saw some of these scammy wicks back in 2017, tinkered along, and then all of a sudden it fired off. Well, we're seeing a lot of confluence between what we've seen now and in 2017. Yes, there is some indicators that are the same as 2021, but there's a blend of both. And guys, a lot of these folks are saying, hey, listen, we are not done yet. There is a major push coming in this altcoin market, and XRP is going to be at the tip of that spear. And I do believe that we are going to see something monumental happen for XRP. I really do it. And a lot of other folks are believing the same thing. And this is where what I encourage you to do is get out and you really research it. Find out where the inflows are coming. Why are these institutions gobbling up, XRP ETFs? Well, because, guys, they want exposure to it. Now, why don't they just go get XRP? Well, a lot of them can't because of that fiduciary responsibility, like pension plans and different hedge funds and that. So, of course, they can go out there and they can buy securities, can't they? Now, something else that is coming up and I think is going to be decided very soon. You got Ripple that applied for that banking license with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. And I think the decision for that, guys, is going to be practically right around the corner. And when that happens, I'm going to tell you that Ripple gets that banking license, it is on like Donkey Kong, because it will give them access to all of these services and resources in the Federal Reserve and to all of these banking relationships, guys, to be able to handle institutional clients, custodying those assets, lending protocols, you name it. That right there is going to be a big time deal. And just think of this. The OCC just recently went out there and they are allowing banks, guys, to custody these digital assets. You know why they're letting them do it? So that they can actually pay the fees for using the networks. Well, if no banks are going to be using this stuff, then why on earth would they need to custody it to pay any fees? That tells you volumes right there. Guys, don't believe this nonsense, this absolute baloney and FUD that none of these institutions are actually out there getting it. They're talking their book, guys. That is utter hogwash. They are gobbling it up like no tomorrow. And there's some big time ones coming, and it would not surprise me, guys. We are going to watch BlackRock enter the fray. You can almost bank on it, especially when you got Larry Fink making a world tour talking about the tokenization of all these equity markets. Do you realize how few blockchains out there have the ability to actually do that? Very, very few of these distributed ledger technology, corporations can do it. Of course, XRP, you got XLM and Hedera Hashgraph, but guys, there are not many, because you are talking trillions upon trillions of dollars of volume. Now, think about this. The global money supply, when you're talking about this digital asset space, we're at 3 trillion dollars, somewhere in there. Do you realize that in stock exchanges alone and all the equity markets that Larry Fink and crew want to tokenize, that you are talking like over 100 trillion? Can you imagine if just a little bit of that started to trickle into this space, what that would do for the price of these assets? My gosh, it would just blow it. It would just go massive. And that's where I think a lot of people are missing it. They're worried and they're concerned and they're anxious about the here and now. But you've got to be thinking about your goals. You've got to be thinking about your strategy. You've got to be thinking about what's coming down the road. That's why we're investing in XRP, isn't it? It's not to sell it when it's 50 cents greater than the price is today and all that. And if you bought it up there at $3, and of course you're looking like, oh my gosh, here I am at $2.20 and you're all that. When in doubt, guys, zoom out. Look at the fundamentals and what are going on in this wide world, because that is what we're going to see. And I think within the next 12 to 18 months, the world may not even look like it does right now in terms of our finances and how the infrastructure is going to be laid down. Guys, they are definitely leading us into this new digital economy. I know we've heard it. We've heard it to the point where we're almost deaf to hearing it. Isn't that so? And you get desensitized. Well, guys, that's what they want. You get so desensitized to it, then you stop believing of what's really going to change. You start questioning, hey, your own resolve right down in here, don't you? You start looking at the day-to-day price and you get all worked up about that. I'm going to tell you, don't put your hope there. Don't put your thoughts and your feelings there. That is not where you want to do it. Where you want to do it, guys, is looking down the road and at the fundamentals of where it's going. Because, yeah, we'll see action up and down, stuff like that. But that confidence that you get is going to become when you answer those questions for yourself and you build it up on the inside like Judy and I have done. And we are 100%. I'm going to tell you what, we are so bullish right now in comparison to even where we were before. It is more evidence in my mind to see these ETFs being launched. This was just fiction. Couple years back, man, you would have never thought you would have ever seen what we see now. We were under a lawsuit. We were under all kinds of scrutiny, everything like that. And boy, I'll tell you, did we ever load up, and thank goodness. And for a lot of you that did as well, because we're sitting at hundreds upon hundreds of percent, more than what we were at, because we were willing to take that risk. Well, guys, I believe folks are going to weep for the prices that you and I see today. That day is coming. I absolutely believe it. So, guys, I'll tell you what. Get out there and do that research and, get wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. I think when you do, your eyes are going to be open big time. And So many amazing things happening in this space. So guys, tomorrow we're going to have another amazing coffee chat. Until then, guys, have an absolutely fabulous one and take care.